14th of August 2014, and we're here outside Millstreet GA Community Hall with VIPs extraordinaire. We have Maura, and we have Maurice, and we have Tadhg. And just to explain, Maura, what is all this about here today, a very historic day here in Millstreet? Maura O'Sullivan.
This is all about raising funds for Liskinnet Autism Centre, which comes under the umbrella of St. Joseph's Foundation in Charleville, County Cork. And we, Team Dave Riordan, are cycling from Malin to Mizen to raise funds to purchase equipment for this autism centre, which is in Grana, County Limerick.
Fantastic. Now, we're just observing some of the 65
Yes.
members here that are participating here. An amazing achievement.
It's fantastic. It's been great. Monday was a tough day. We headed off on the bus Sunday and we headed up to Buncrana, and we cycled. We got on our bikes then to cycle from Malin down to Buncrana, and the following morning then we headed from Buncrana to Sligo. That was a very tough day because the weather was against us. We had wind and rain and 17 punches to be precise, and many hills along the way. So it was a tough day. But yesterday and the day before made up for it with 2 lovely days, and we've great, fantastic support along the way, and we've made great friends, great camaraderie, and it's just been a fantastic experience.
There's a tremendous networking.
Fantastic, absolutely. The support we've had along the way, the people we've met along the way. I just said it to some of the lads coming down here today. I wouldn't, if I wasn't part of it, I'd have been very sad not to be part of it. Fantastic, absolutely. Yeah. The organisation, I must say, that went into it. Now, Maurice being at the helm, Maurice is a very, very organised guy, and nothing is done in half measures. And the amount of people that have passed a comment on how well it was organised, this is why this is all run so well, because Maurice is a stickler for stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, this is something that has come through in such a most amazing manner. But here we go right over to Maurice himself, and Maurice, of course, to explain, it's Maurice Riordan. And Maurice, just to explain how the actual overall concept began, because the Riordan aspect comes into it very clearly.
Yeah, I suppose it began back in 2009. My brother David was diagnosed with prostate cancer in September 2009. He passed away then in December 2010. During that period, I suppose we got to see David suffering from cancer, and he knew he wasn't going to beat it. I don't think we knew it, but I suppose he started to encourage us to, look after our own health, appreciate our own health, and put our energy to good use. So myself and my brother Brian at that stage started to cycle 2 bikes, and we decided we'd do a challenge, which was the Ring of Kerry. And when I announced that to my own family, they kind of laughed at me. So I kind of said to myself that I'm not old, so I'm going to take on this challenge as Brian did. And we did it, and David encouraged us on, and I think we made just over 7,000 for charity on that gig. And I suppose there was a bit of give back for us, and a bit of realisation that, a bit of energy and a bit of goodwill that's out there. The goodwill has amazed us, and David encouraged us to keep going, and he said, look lads, I'm going to cycle with you the following year. And that's where the story really begins, because just before he passed away, he was out for a few pints with 3 of his buddies, Francis Shea, Conor Howard and Pat Cullen. None of them cycled, one of them couldn't cycle, none of them had bikes, and he asked them to cycle the Ring of Kerry with him, which they said they would, but they thought it was a great crack, and they thought he'd recover and everything would be fine. But he didn't recover. They came to me the night of his funeral and said, look Maurice, we're going to do this for Dave. Now they had quite a bit of drink on board, so I wasn't taking them at their word. But true to the word, they came back to me in February and they said, look, we're going to do this. So they got their 3 bikes, they got into training. 41 of us went to post that Ring of Kerry 2011, which was our first Ring of Kerry. Maura was there, and there was a lot of David's friends there, a lot of my own family there. And we raised 30,000 for Recovery Haven and Tralee. They were part of the Ring of Kerry charity, and we got to know them, so we gave them that money. That was a big one for them. So we all began to bond and see what this was doing. So the lads were asking me what would we do next and what would we do next. And a good friend of mine who's inside there, John O'Shea from St. Joseph's, said to me one day over a cup of coffee in the Forge, which Tadhg and myself often have a cup of coffee there. He said, what are we going to do now? And he said, I was saying I'd like to do Malin to Mizen because it's on my bucket list, but I had a plan to do it when I was maybe closer to 60 than 50. And he said, let's do it now. And with that, we started doing it now. And there's an autistic centre going on below in Liskinnet, which is below in Grana, County Limerick. It's part of the St. Joseph's. It's for autism, and we're raising funds for equipment for that.
And it has truly mushroomed.
Well, we started out to make 25,000 for them. We're going to double that figure. We know that, and thanks to the people like Tadhg Flynn here in Millstreet, we can come back here, have a beautiful lunch for our 65 cyclists and our 25 support crew. That's 90 people being fed. Tadhg is looking after us here today, and it's because of people like Tadhg O'Flynn. They are the difference that makes the difference. And right down along, we've had great sponsors, and to come back to Millstreet today and have this. Tadhg is a good friend of mine, has been for many years. I met him at a wedding in Tralee only, I think, maybe 2 months ago. It was a beautiful sunny day. We were sitting down enjoying a pint, and I said to him, Tadhg, you might give us a few pound there when we're passing through. He said, Maurice, I'll do better than that. I'll sponsor your lunch.
Wow.
True to his word. He's here today to meet us coming in, and that's what this is all about, the goodwill.
Well, not only are you a great organiser, Maurice, but you're a mighty communicator, absolutely. And of course, the network of GA links through the country has been just phenomenal.
It's been phenomenal. We stopped in Leahy coming down, and actually when we contacted them, they have beautiful GA grounds, but the only thing was after 90 kilometres, we were expected to try to climb in on a 4 kilometre straight up, so I couldn't see the lads being too happy with that. But fortunately, one of the lads there, his mother owned a restaurant down the road, and they looked after us so well. It was looking onto a lake, absolutely beautiful. We came on to Claremorris, they opened up their GA grounds to us. We were great catering staff, and Sean Heffernan and Geraldine Coleman and Joan O'Shea. They are here this morning since 9 o'clock looking after everything.
Yes.
We eat fresh, we eat well. When you're cycling you have to, otherwise you'll fall away.
My goodness.
And we must be the only cycling group in the country that are cycling from Malin to Mizen, and I think the average weight that has been put on since is about a half a stone.
My fantastic. And finally, Tadhg, what an honour it is to have people like Maura and Maurice here and their amazing team.
Indeed, and I suppose for me, we're only the smallest part of the cog. I would love to have the energy and the strength to be able to do something like this, but it's great to have you all here, and you're very welcome here. And I suppose, you know, where St. Joseph's and Charleville are involved as well, it's a great honour to be supporting the likes of that. And we would hope that we'll continue this sponsorship for years to come.
Excellent.
And noting the sponsorship right down here in the jacket, looking really well there, and over here, it receives priority setting. So thank you very much indeed, and every good wish. You are now heading off for Macroom, Maurice and Maura?
Yes, we're heading from Macroom now shortly. We hope to arrive in Macroom at around 5 o'clock this afternoon, and we're staying in the Castle Hotel in Macroom tonight.
Beautiful altar, a beautiful place, I must say. Well, it's what an honour it is to have you all here in Millstreet. So not only had we jugglers here a fortnight ago, not only had we European Pony Championships, we have the horses here this week, but now we have the VIPs themselves, the Cyclist Supreme.
Thanks, Ryan.
Thank you very much indeed, and every good wish. And now we're going to take a group photograph.
Before we take that, I want to go back.
Brilliant.